The blind community faces many barriers when it comes to technology, but the exciting thing is AI is able to have dramatic impact in filling the gaps in some of those barriers. People who are blind or visually impaired are actually early adopters of many AI technologies. Some examples of these technologies include OCR, which recognizes text in images, allowing the text to be more interactive when using a screen reader or other technologies. Voice assistants like Siri and Alexa are incredibly helpful for the blind community. And there's many Apple features with things like the Magnifier app that has image description or door detection, giving automated descriptions of things in the camera's viewfinder, detecting where doors are. And these features are also seen in the camera app when you are trying to frame an image or getting a description of what is in frame of the camera. And when using VoiceOver, you can go over a photo that doesn't have alt text or a description, and it will give you an automatic description, which does a pretty good job. You can use the Explore Image feature to interact with the text or graphics within a photo. For example, if it was a screenshot of a document, you could actually interact with the text inside of it. There are many applications that blind people have used for a long time, like Seeing AI, which has many similar features of getting descriptions of short text, currency, the scene, colors, documents, and is incredibly helpful to access physical things around you with the camera. ChatGPT is actually a generative AI tool that is quite accessible and has a great user experience for blind users to be able to use like anybody else, or really enjoy the image description features that it can provide. The blind community can be late adopters to many types of technology, but with AI, we're actually able to be early adopters. For example, on an iPhone, you're able to search your photos just by typing the words describing it, but that same software is able to put in that description into the image that the screen reader can read to the blind user. And that feature was out before you could even do all these different searching features, and is an example of where AI can be something that is adopted more early by the blind community. Plus, these features can be put in areas that I described before where a sighted user doesn't need an automatic description of what is in frame of the camera, but for a blind user that is incredibly helpful. And it's exciting that with AI, the initial smaller developments can quickly have big impacts on accessibility, since a lot of it is automating intelligence, and it can really help fill those gaps that is missed by the sight that is lacking for blind users to gain that information. And when AI can fill that gap, it's really amazing to see. I would really encourage other people who are blind or visually impaired to try out different AI technologies. And to companies that make these AI or generative AI tools, I would encourage them to see the power of really embracing accessibility and having an impact in this area. Because when you develop with this in mind, you can create products that work really well for everybody. You can especially see this with things like Alexa and Siri and much more. Comment any questions you have on this topic, and I'd love to make more on this in the future. Thanks.